J Bills from the Spotlight UK, reunited with my man Joey Knight in the building. How you feeling, sir?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
It's been a long time since I seen you. Last time I saw you was in Leeds. I mean, a lot's been going on for you. Knockouts here and there. Before we got on camera, I just wanted to say congratulations on all the stuff you're doing with the Pain Game, with True Geordie, going to Saudi Arabia. Take me through that whole experience, man, for you.
Mate, it's like my head's gone half the time with all of it. Do you know what I mean? I fell into this scene, if I'm honest. I never planned to be here. So I am still learning the ropes as I go. A lot of these guys that are boxing on Misfits now, and it's really cool to hear like their stories and stuff, but a lot of them grew up watching KSI and thinking about boxing on Misfits. I didn't have none of that. Like, I never even really watched YouTube, funny enough. The only person I did really watch religiously on YouTube was True Geordie. And then, by some fate, ended up becoming pals with him and doing content with him myself. But yeah, I never planned to be here. So for me, it's still very, very humbling to be in the situation I'm in right now. I take it all in. It's sick, man. I'm very, very appreciative and happy with how life's gone.
I mean, obviously, your last fight with Baby Hulk, with that KO, I mean, a really big highlight so far. A lot of people are saying that you're the favourite in this tournament. I know you must be probably tired of hearing that right now in terms of this, but, how's the journey been so far in getting to this point? Obviously, with Lil Cra Cra, your next opponent. How does it all sink in for you?
It's funny, isn't it? Because, like, say, for example, when you interviewed me in Leeds, and even, like, before, I remember I'd done a press conference, right? Yeah. And they came to me at the start of the press conference and I said, look, no one in here knows who I am. Do you know what I mean, realistically? But I said, after Saturday, everyone's going to know who I am, right? And I knew that was purely because I knew that I had the skills to pay the bills at the time in terms of at this level. So I always knew that the attention from Misfits was going to get bigger. I didn't think it would get as big as it feels it's got for me personally in terms of all the messages and obviously all good stuff most of the time, whatnot, a lot of attention and whatnot. So it is a mad one really, like to be in the position I'm in now. But at the same time, I don't get gassed up when I get a bit of praise or when someone says that I'm a favourite to win a tournament, because how quickly it took them people to jump on board. If Cray Cray comes in and derails my plans, then they'll jump off board just as quickly, People are fickle like that. So at the same time, I don't get gassed up when I'm getting praise and I don't get down in the dumps when I'm getting stick. I just try and focus on the job at hand, keep going through tunnel vision on the next fight, one fight at a time, make one round at a time. Do you know what I mean? And I just take it as it comes, man. But yeah, it's lovely. It's nice, and I feel like Misfits is a perfect platform for me because I'm probably not your typical boxer in terms of the way I am, whatnot. So I'm able to get a good bit of personality across on here, and for the most part, it comes across well. So I'm very grateful for everyone that's shown me support so far.
Well, speaking of tunnel vision, obviously your opponent, Lil Cra Cra, him getting a second chance to be in the tournament. Obviously, he had his fight with Yadi Gang the first time, and then Ace Musa. What did you make of those fights in general? And obviously, you're focusing on him. How do you think for yourself that? Because I'd expect that it wouldn't be like a knockout sort of deal. I feel it would be like a really, really good fight, like technically between the both of you. Like, do you expect that to be the case, like when you go in with Lil Cra Cra this Saturday?
Yeah, I expect a points win. I always expect a points win in every single fight I go into. Even the ones when I'm dropping people, stopping people in sparring, I'm still expecting a points win in every single fight, because I feel like anything in life, you've got to prepare yourself for the worst case scenario and then be pleasantly surprised if the best case scenario should come. So I will always go in there preparing myself for a hard, grueling 5 rounds of action. And then, listen, if I get the opportunity to finish things early, I get the opportunity, and we don't get paid for overtime. But Lil Cra Cra as a fighter, really respect him, man. Really respect his skill set. Think he's one of the best fighters in Misfits. And I'm really looking forward to this one, because I feel like when I beat him, I'm not saying I haven't already got a bit of credit, but I will really get my credit, not only from the fan base and whatnot, but from other fighters inside the tournament, inside the league. I'm looking forward to doing a good job out there on Saturday.
You're no stranger to boxing, because I mean, you've been boxing way before Misfits was ever a thing. But of course, being in the space now, do you consider Lil Cra Cra to be, I guess, your toughest opponent to take in the Misfits space?
Yeah, in the Misfits space, 100%. Lil Cra Cra's a good couple of levels above Baby Hulk, my last opponent, and obviously levels above Most Wanted. Lil Cra Cra is a very good boxer. He won a Golden Gloves in New York, and you don't be able to do something like that or win something like that without being a very, very good fighter. So it'll be my toughest test on Misfits. It'll probably be my toughest test in boxing for a good few years at least, you know. I was retired for like 3 years before Misfits. So yeah, Lil Cra Cra would be a real tough test. It'd be a grueling fight, but it's a test that I'm eagerly anticipating. I'm really excited for, and I'm very much here, present in the moment, taking it all in. You're going to see fireworks on Saturday, man. It's going to be a great fight.
I can only imagine. A few final things from me. Yadi Gang should be here this week. I mean, he's already hit. It's been teased. I don't know if he will be here as far as that, but I know he'll be paying attention to your fight with, you and Lil Cra Cra. I know your focus at hand is just Lil Cra Cra for now, but the possibility of you going into the final against Geordie, are you already thinking that far ahead, or you just literally sticking to the job at hand? Because there's a lot of layers to the tournament, and even after potentially facing Deen the Great, if it should be the case. Yeah,
before a punch was thrown, I said that I would be in the final with Geordie. I always believed that. Before a punch was thrown, I said it would be me and Geordie in the final. Obviously, at the time, you still had the likes of the Argentinian King, Walid Sharks, who was somewhat of a favourite in this tournament, still in there. Of course, I couldn't have anticipated him pulling out, but a lot of people were backing him. But I always looked at Geordie Gang and I said, he's the one with a skill set to be able to get there. So I've always had my eye on him, but as I say, at the moment, my whole focus is just on Lil Cra Cra. It's going to be interesting, man, because there's going to be able to be direct comparisons from my performance to Geordie's performance, having both boxed the same man in Lil Cra Cra. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see how we fare, but ultimately styles make fights, and if I come through and win in any better or any worse fashion against Lil Cra Cra than Geordie did, it's not going to make me any less or more confident than I currently am against Geordie Gang. I believe I can beat every man in the division. I believe I can beat Cra Cra. I believe I can beat Geordie Gang. I believe I can beat Deen the Great. So ultimately, you're going to see me in with all of these boys, hopefully, should everything go to plan, and everyone will get their answers at the end of it. I always say time's the best storyteller. So we can ask our questions and we can speculate right now, but
they'll all be answered when it's in the ring.
They'll be answered over time. So, and you won't have to wait too long. We're getting cracking with it.
Yeah, I can only imagine like the weigh-ins and the press conference as far as how the energies will go for that. Finally, from me, will we see True Geordie support you this week?
Yeah, he'll be here. We got some cool stuff planned. Keep your eyes peeled because Brian will be involved with Fight Night.
And what do you want to tell your fans out there that are anticipating your fight with Lil Cra Cra?
Listen, thank you very, very much for your support so far. It's hugely appreciated. If you want to watch on the night, The Zone, I'll be posting the links up on my story. I've got my personal link for The Zone. I think if you go through that and you buy The Zone, it gets you 10% off or something like that. So who don't want to save a bit of money? And just a big thank you, man. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for everyone that supported me along this journey. So really humbled, really grateful. And Saturday night, you're going to see an absolute banger of a fight. I'm coming for war.
I feel this is one of the fights of the night for sure for me. Like,
one of the fights of the season, mate. Trust me.
Confidence. Love it. Well, Joey, always a pleasure to see my bro, and I wish you all the best.
Top man.
And only fireworks throughout the week.
Good man.
All right.
Good man.